COVID sort of changed everything for us.
We were quarantining and being cautious. Somehow George came down with it first, and he was in bed for a couple days, but nothing respiratory. And then I got it, and I had basically no symptoms. And then it started with Matthew. We couldn't manage his fever, and I checked his pulse ox, and it had dropped into the mid-80s, and so I called 911.
Matthew's lungs were so sick, he required 100% oxygen, and he required the maximal amount of support, and was still not meeting his gas exchange goals. He was moving towards death, unfortunately.
That's when we make the decision to transition to ECMO. And so what we do is we essentially take blood out of the right side of the heart, pass it through the ECMO machine, pass it through the pump, through the oxygenator, back to the right side of the heart.
That's the highest level of support that we can provide as ICU physicians. That's all we're doing, is giving their bodies time to heal.
About a week after Matthew went in, Timothy started feeling the real symptoms. Then I put him on the ventilator. Unfortunately, it was very quick. We found out that the ventilator was not going to be enough, and we were rushed over to the ECMO floor.
All of a sudden, we have two boys that are on most advanced life support, fighting every minute for their lives. I was afraid I was going to lose my sons, but I just held on to the fact that God was with me, and they are getting the best care they could get, and I just turned thankful that people were giving their all. The staff, the doctors, the nurses, everybody, they're just giving their all to this.
We were sharing a common experience that was really hard, but by being in it together, it amplified our strength.
Even when there was a fear of what could happen, no one ever stopped and said, you know what, I'm not walking into the room. The question was simply, what does this patient need to save this life?
They were in the hospital overall for about 40 days.
I just think it's crazy. It's kind of hard to believe. When I first got sick, I was at home for a few days, and then the next thing I know, I wake up like a month later in the hospital.
I guess make the best out of all the time that you have, because it happened so fast for us.
It was pretty scary because I didn't know if my brothers were going to come home at one point. I'm really glad that they're home now.
Thank you, Inova. They're doing really well. We are just beyond blessed. We have the boys back home. I didn't know if that was going to be true. We're lucky to have these facilities in this area. It's one of the best. It's a large hospital. There are thousands of acutely sick people, and we felt like they were just caring for our sons only.
And there was such leadership there, and to have that team and those people, I know what they did for us.
For our team members, it's the love of their community that gets them to step up every single day. I think for me, the greatest honor is being able to work with that team.